Hello, welcome back to Fred in the Shed. On this video I want to look at another XHDATA radio, one that you the viewers recommended that we got in for review. We've done the two cheapest radios. We did the D328 with the MP3 player and rechargeable battery. Then we moved on to the cheaper radio, the D219, AA batteries, about as cheap as it's going to get. That was a £10 radio. This time it's the XHDATA, the D901, a bigger radio, full size job this time. So let's crack into it and see what we get. I've not even had a chance to open this myself, so I'm seeing this literally for the first time. Obviously it's a bigger radio. Comes in at 21 centimetres length by 7 centimetres depth and 13 centimetres high. There we go, we'll get that out of the box. Let's have a quick look. It does have an operation manual. It's a little bit more complicated than the other two. MP3 player, Bluetooth, things like that. Oh, that's quite clear. So yeah, everything nice laid out there. I do like a decent instruction manual. Most of you, you're not really going to need this. It's basic in operation, but it's nice that they provide it. So here's the radio itself. I mean, it is substantially bigger than the other two radios. I would say this is like sort of a kitchen radio size. And there we go. Proper old school, isn't it? Reminds me of sort of radio that my nan used to have. I suppose, looking at it, it probably would, you know, if you are getting on a bit in years and you've got a little bit of arthritis in your joints or something, you have got bigger controls on the side, the tuning there. Quite firm on the tuning, but you do need that with DSP because it's normally quite sensitive. And a nice big knob there for the volume control. So yeah, probably, well, I wouldn't call it an elderly person's radio, but it's certainly that design. Oh, we do have a little screen protector there. Let's get that off. Something very satisfying about that, isn't it? And there we go. Big speaker. That's probably the best feature of the radio, I guess. It's a 3-inch full range speaker in this one, so it should sound pretty good. Right, let's clear the bench and then we can have a closer look at it. I've got to say, it's very retro looking. It also has a carry strap like you had in the 1960s with the transistor radios. It's only a fake leather strap, but looks quite nice, doesn't it? So let's go through some of the specs on the radio. Start with the bands. 2 FM bands. Comes with your standard FM band, broadcast band. Looks like it goes from 87 to 108, and then you have what I call the foreign, the overseas FM band, and that drops down to 64 to 108. AM or medium wave, very standard, 522 to 1620 it says on the manual, but I'm just looking on the AM. My AM on this one says it goes up to 1730, so it goes perhaps a little bit higher than it first stated. Then there's your shortwave. 12 bands in total on the radio, 9 of those are shortwave. Shortwave band, purely broadcast, of course, all the way down 4.75 up to 22 megahertz on the AM. Most of the controls are situated on top of the radio. Very simple MP3 controls. Yeah, I quite like that. Makes it nice and easy. Charge jack there. USB-C. Didn't see a USB cable in the box. That's a little bit mean. So you're going to have to use your own cable. You don't get a wall socket charger, but I mean obviously you can use your phone charger. But it does come with a removable 7-volt 18650 lithium cell, and that's good at this price point. Or if you don't want to use that, you can use 2 D cells. So again, you've got 2 power options, basic switch there, radio, Bluetooth and MP3 player. Headphone socket, I'm going to assume that's stereo. I'll try and test that, but it should be stereo on FM. And then you've got the inputs there for the MP3, standard USB socket and a TF card. Unusual, you have an auxiliary audio input, so if you've got a 3.5mm jack on your phone or another MP3 device, plug it in, and that also doubles as an outside long wire antenna. And I think that works on FM and shortwave. The antenna itself built in, quite nice actually. It's got this sort of bit of heat shrink on it, which just makes it look a little bit nicer. 57 centimetres in length, very standard. 360 swivel, no problems there. Very nice and thick. Looks perfectly acceptable quality. Moving on to the side of the radio. 2 knobs here. Tuning, VFO. There's quite a bit of resistance there. It's very smooth though. Again, for a cheap radio. You do need that resistance. This radio does have DSP, digital signal processing, and the problem you get with DSP, and it affects pretty much all of the cheaper radios, I'm sure this one will be the same, is when you get a very, very strong signal, say on shortwave, that has quite a wide bandwidth, the DSP tends to lock onto that, and if you've got a radio station very close by, without a fine tune, it can be quite hard to split them. That's the only downside of DSP, but as I say, it's very difficult to find an analog radio now. But this one feels like an analog radio, so no problem there. And then again, a very nice, smooth, large volume control. No problem with that at all. Moving on to the back of the radio, not much really going on. We have a caution here. Risk of electrocution. There is the specs on the frequencies there. So DC in 5 volt for charging. I'm just looking to see if there's any safety warning, because one thing I'm just thinking about, it's quite strong. I'll open the back up. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I take it back. We have a 3.5mm jack for the auxiliary, and we do have USB-C charging lead. XHDATA, I do apologise. You just put it inside the radio. So there's your 18650 cell, and there are your D cells. The only thing I'm going to say which concerns me a little bit is if you take out that 18650 and you put in the D cells, if you were to plug that in to charge, assuming this is all on the same circuit, would it try and charge the alkaline D cells? They won't like that very much. So you might have to be a little bit careful if you are using standard batteries. And then finally, on this side of the radio, we have a very large flashlight, or torch. People don't like it when I say torch, but it is a torch with a simple on-off switch. So I'm going to switch that on now. Wow, blimey. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bright actually. Let me just turn down the shack lights. So yeah, that is a very usable flashlight. I mean, that would probably light up your garden. That's hurting my eyes. So that is incredibly bright. No fancy gimmicky alarm or SOS function, but yeah, quite nice. You got that, and obviously with that 18650 cell, that should work quite well. Okay, we just knocked something. We've got blue lit up. Oh, okay, so we're in blue. That's Bluetooth mode. I didn't realise that. We got a little backlit LED display there. I suppose that's purely for the Bluetooth mode and also the MP3 player. I don't suppose it's on to do with the radio, is it? That switches that off. Oh no, hi. It's talking to me. And it's gone into Bluetooth mode. So we have off, oh okay, off and Bluetooth mode. MP3 mode, we'll test that in a moment. And then radio. And the radio light comes on. Unfortunately, it's not a frequency display. That's a shame. That would be quite nice. Okay, what we're going to do, we just have a quick flick round the stations. We'll have a listen to the FM and the medium wave up in the shack, and then shortwave we'll go outside because it's not fair to test it in the shack. Band selection on your radio, very easy, just this sort of slider here. Oh, that feels quite nice. The other two cheaper radios, that did feel a little bit cheap, but this one, yeah, is a lot more precise. Has a little indicator there, just a static indicator. So you've got FM1 and FM2. We need FM1. Let's have a little flick around. Volume is nice and smooth. I have to be careful of copyright. It's very sensitive. It's when you tune down, it locks on to the station, and then there's a little bit of free play. Sounds good though. Try and find some talking, I'll get hit with a strike.
Degrees Celsius, going down to lower than 17 degrees Celsius overnight tonight, so warm and humid. As for your Friday, dry and bright with a good deal of sunshine. 24 degrees Celsius will be the high right now in Hartford. It is 20 degrees Celsius.
Sounds really nice. There's a 3-inch sort of always speaker there, but it sounds quite nice. There's a little bit of bass in it. Just to try and do the talking.
Nick called earlier.
How's Joburg?
They're back. I told you. Annie's been admitted to King's.
I just hope they appreciate it.
Goes really loud.
The hours I've put into this thing.
Do you ever think about anyone other than yourself?
Very clear.
She's got liver cancer.
That's cheerful, isn't it? Yeah, it's very sensitive on the tune. More sensitive than... When I say sensitive, you have to be very, very delicate with the tuning control. It's picking up some stations, eh? I don't get good reception up here. Bit too much music, though. Nothing much on the top. Yeah. I think overall that would be fine.
I suggest we get the map out on the floor. See what we're dealing with here.
Very clear sound.
You might want to move the table. Can we get something for the boat? Richard, some sort of marker?
Coin?
That'll do.
I've made 6 copies in total, if you'd each like to take one.
So yeah, that's okay on FM. Very nice clear sound. I say there was a little bit of bass as well from the full range speaker. But the tuning is a little delicate. It's a little grabby. More than some of my other radios. Let me just go on to the AM band. There we go, just there on the AM band. It's probably got a built-in fire rod, I would have thought.
फुल बोर्ड फुलदेहन इस यात्रा दे 3 जुलाई तो पहला अपनी सीट बुक कराउंड ते आप जी ਨੂੰ 100% ਦਾ ਡਿਸਕਾਊਂਟ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ यात्रा ਦੀ समाप्ति तो
A little bit of buzzing. Let me turn the overhead lights off. Sorry, it's going to go dark. Apologise about that.
The treatment plan start to around. The inward half was really ragged in that 76. She's not one of those players. Yes, she has won a major title.
Yeah, there's a couple of stations there. There's a weaker one underneath it, but it is grabbing the stronger one. So it's not all that selective.
She's come through the French training system which uses this golf course, so she has a great deal of inside knowledge of how Le Golf National plays, and she's going to need that to get herself back on track here. You wonder what Charlie Holland...
Sounds okay on AM. It just sounds a little bit sort of bassy. It's a shame that they haven't included a tone switch. If you could just turn the sort of treble up a little bit.
Open, which is at St Andrews the week after.
It's okay though.
Not really how you...
Town and this city.
A couple who joined the people can be spending well over a year in there, and in some places years and years. You know, children spending a big chunk of their childhood. More than 10,000 cases. Compared with just 856 last year, the NHS says it's vital present.
London and Leica Radio Greater Manchester, plus classics 24/7 on Leica Gold on one mobile app. This is Leica Radio. Get fresh with this.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I wouldn't say it was the best on AM. I will not say it's muffled, but it's very bass heavy. Like as I said, if you had a tone switch, but it'd be perfectly fine just for listening to a little bit of music and hearing the news. Okay, we're going to do the shortwave now. We'll go outside, give it its best possible try. I will try the long wire as well. I will see if I will plug a little long wire in, and we'll see how it gets on with that. Sometimes they do overload. I'm right close to a medium wave transmitting station. It's not really fair, but it is a good test for the receive of the radio. Okay, let's take it outside.
Frequency of 6070 in the 49-meter European shortwave band. Feel free to ask for more information.
Enter channel 292.DE. I'll repeat it.
The US dollar with the investment activities in the United States, I think it's more of a decision of the private sector. As William has mentioned, actually, US does really offer opportunities for innovation, etc. And foreign exchange.
Maniobras militares que incendiarán todo Oriente Medio. Por un lado, sigue cometiendo un genocidio en Gaza y por otro lado, se esfuerza por iniciar una gran guerra llevando a cabo un ataque.
Inflation rate then it's not clear about real interest rates, but clearly nominal interest rates rising are attracting a lot of sort of speculative money flowing into the U.S. economy. The other thing that's going on is that I don't think the U.S. economy is looking very good. As I said, a lot of the middle class is highly stressed by debt, by lowering wages in the United States.
Responsible for its own economy and its own voters, or responsible for the other economy, for the world economic and financial stability. You do have to understand that we have, a dilemma in here, right? It's got a Triffin dilemma, which means you cannot.
号码
是多少跟 est.
是多少
Maintenant, on coupe la phrase. Ton numéro de téléphone. 你的电话号码。
你的电话号码
是多少
ضاع عاطف وإبراهيم الدخخني
وتشانغ فانفان
رئيس التحرير
آية الحسيني
هندسة الصوت
محمد إبراهيم
إخراج
Oh man. And the very God of peace sanctify you holy. And I pray to God that your whole spirit and soul and body onto the coming of our Lord Jesus.
So you can see me swinging the antenna around here. Obviously some of these signals were very directional, so as the radio does have an auxiliary input for an antenna, I thought I would try the little mini loop. It doesn't say that it supports mag loops, but we'd give it a go. Unfortunately though, as you'll hear, because I'm so close to a medium wave transmitter, the little loop did unfortunately bring in too much gain.
Yerden pası Draguş Sivas Spor yarı sahasının tam metreleri yardımcı ilk Süper Lig maçına çıktı bu karşılaşmayla birlikte Emirhan üçlü savunmanın solunda görev yapıyor. Yeni transferin merkezinde üçlü savunmanın sağında da Falco Forsberg var. O da yeni transfer.
Şimdi Barış Sivas Spor yarı sahasının ortaları atakörü sol kanat. Cihan döndü savunmasına. Gençliğe Cihan Çanak.
Obviously that was asking a little bit too much of the radio, so I thought I would try a traditional long wire to improve the gain and see if the radio was able to reject the noise from the AM station.
A new director of football who's come in. There's a new era. The notch coming out from the club, of course.
Kalabalık ceza sahası içi dakika 11 ataklı sol kanat. Vişça topun başında. Cihan hemen yanında. Oyun hareketlendirecek. Net global Sivas Spor. Uğur. Şimdi Murat sağ kanatta topu alıyor. Murat Paluli. Onun pası Emrah Dengir sahasının son metrelerinde. Trabzonspor yarı sahasının ortalarına. Sol kanada iyi bir top geldi. Richard.
So once again the radio was happier just with its built-in whip antenna. It's not really a fault of the radio, to be honest, it's my location because I'm so close to an AM station, but it is a good test of selectability. If you took this out maybe in the open and run out a long wire, that extra sensitivity will probably be your friend, but didn't work so well for me at home.
Посмотреть нас к поискам и к странствованию, но его откровение совершается в человеческой земной.
Just going to test the Bluetooth mode, see how easy it is to connect. So I've switched into Bluetooth mode and it's flashing, and yeah, it's come up on my phone. I'm off camera, but just going to connect. So there we go. That's connected. And automatically it started playing. Turn the volume up.
With the weapons console, the transport's turrets whirred to life. 2 Reaper missiles were coming at them from either side.
Sounds really nice.
40 seconds till impact. Corporal Sif was handling this much better than Emil, but Serene didn't have time to be impressed. She locked onto the missile coming in fast, port side. Serene fired for all she...
Yeah, that sounds really good actually. A nice bit of treble there. My phone's only set to voice. Okay, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to play any music as a risk of a copy strike. So next thing is now the MP3 player. So I assume that when I put this card in, it will automatically read it. So let's have a little...
Play by TF card.
That's it. Oh, there we go. That sounds really nice. Only got crappy YouTube music, unfortunately. And there we go, very simple controls on the Bluetooth there, and also the MP3. Just playing with the buttons on this. I haven't even looked at the operating manual once. Shows you how easy this radio is. There's a little button here on top, has an M on it. I thought it might be for memories, but unfortunately the radio hasn't got any memory presets. Bit of a shame, but I suppose you can't get everything for £21, can you? But that goes through the different modes. So currently we're on the Bluetooth, on the TF card.
AUX mode.
Auxiliary in, for your iPod or something.
Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth.
Play by TF
And back to the TF card. So yeah, very easy to work out and understand. Great. So there you go, the XHDATA 901. Conclusion, good points, bad points. Well, firstly, I mean, you've got to say, it's a lot of radio, isn't it, for the money? It's a nice sized radio, what I would call a kitchen radio. Goes plenty loud. I mean, it would certainly fill a room with sound. Love the styling of it, very simple. Quite like, even like this strap as well. Very 1970s transistor radio style. Very easy to understand. I haven't even had to refer to the manual once. I mean, the controls very, very easy to understand. Quite nice that it accepts a USB stick as well as a TF card. That's getting quite unusual. And also the auxiliary in socket. If you've got an older MP3 player or iPod or something, that could be quite useful if you've not got Bluetooth. Layout on the radio as far as the shortwave bands go, yeah, it's easy to understand. The switch is reasonable quality on the bottom there. No problem with that. Tuning controls. VFO, it's the tuning controls okay, but of course this is a DSP radio, digital signal processing, and it's not really a fault of the radio, but they all suffer from this. They're all quite grabby on some of the cheaper radios. So if you are tuning around medium wave, especially, and shortwave, it will always prioritise the station with the larger bandwidth, which can make it difficult to get a weaker station. But then again, if you're really heavily into shortwave, you probably wouldn't be worried about that. For casual shortwave radio listening, it's absolutely fine. Medium wave performance, I thought it was only average on medium wave, and that's just not so much the receive, but I thought the speaker was quite bass heavy on medium wave. Maybe the same also on shortwave. Sounded really nice on FM. Plenty of treble. I say it goes plenty loud. Personally, if I was designing the radio, I'd probably just do without the LED light, because I'm not really going to use that. And I would have incorporated at least a tone switch, or better still, on the side, another little pot, and maybe a tone control. And I think that would have lifted the medium wave and the shortwave. Just felt like it needed a little bit of a lift. So I know you guys like the radio, and I hope you like my review. As always, there will be a link in the description if you want to go away and check it out for yourself. If I get a discount code, I'll put it in there, but I don't know at this price point. It's already quite cheap, isn't it? And that's it. So I'd like to say thank you. There's the thumbs up from Fred in the Shed. I do appreciate your view time. I never take you for granted. If you get a second, hit me a thumbs up just down below. At least I know I'm doing the right thing and you're watching the videos. And as always, please, please, please look after each other for me. Stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Fred's in the shed where the magic unfolds. Fred in the shed with his trusty CB. He's a friend to the lonely on a frequency.